Time now for our medical checkup. The CDC is issuing a warning about Thanksgiving dinner, laying out helpful tips for first-time cooks, saying that raw turkey can carry harmful germs that cause food poisoning. Dr. Darien Sutton here to break all of this down for us. So Dr. Sutton, okay, turkey, obviously the staple at the dinner table for many families the next couple days. So what are some of the precautions we need to be thinking about so you don't get sick or you don't get your guests sick?
Yeah, absolutely, Elizabeth. These are some key things that we all need to pay attention to. You want to make sure that we are cleaning all surfaces and our hands. There are many reasons to do this. There are many surges and different types of bugs that we're paying attention to in the United States and around the world. You want to make sure to separate that food, especially your poultry, your turkey. Keep it separate from ready-to-made food. You want to make sure that you're cooking it to the appropriate temperature, 165 degrees Fahrenheit, using that meat thermometer, and then chilling it as soon as you're done, within 2 hours of eating it. These are good ways to make sure that you keep the germs low and you keep the joy high.
Germs low, joy high, I like that. What about leftovers? How long can you keep those without them being risky?
You know, I know that you're going to get different answers if you ask different people, but if you're asking an emergency physician, 2 to 3 days is really the maximum. If you freeze it, it can last longer. I'm just thinking about how long my mom keeps frozen food. If you can freeze it, it can last a lot longer, but if you're going to refrigerate it 2 to 3 days, after that, unfortunately, you're going to have to try to get rid of it as quickly as possible.
So you're telling me we need to eat as much as we possibly can in the next 2 to 3 days, basically,
exactly,
to avoid throwing away leftovers. Okay, what about if you do get food poisoning? What should you do?
So this is extremely common, especially after the days after Thanksgiving. In the emergency room, we often see patients coming in with symptoms of nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. Often, you can treat these symptoms from the comfort of your own home. Elizabeth, the one thing I try to remind patients is hydration is so important. It's not the bugs that I'm also necessarily treating in the emergency room. I'm treating the complications of dehydration. That can worsen kidney disease, make cardiovascular disease difficult to manage. So you want to make sure that you are hydrating as much as possible.
You always remind me to take a sip of water, like every time we talk. Okay, let's talk about norovirus, because this is on the rise right now. What do people need to know about this, and is this maybe something to keep in mind as we're mingling with friends and family over the next couple days?
Absolutely. So we've been paying attention to the test positivity rates, and when you look at the numbers today, we're about 14% return in terms of the positive test results regarding norovirus. That's double the amount that we saw 3 months ago. Elizabeth, the reason why we pay so much attention to norovirus, it is so infectious and it is stable on surfaces. That means that it is resistant to hand sanitizer, so you have to make sure that you're cleaning with soap and water when you're washing your hands, and using some part bleach when you're washing those high-touch surfaces, especially in the bathroom. And if you have someone sick in your house, you want to make sure to isolate. I'm also diagnosing a lot of fevers, coughs, and we're seeing the early parts of our flu season, so you want to make sure if you are symptomatic, regardless of what that test results show, if you have symptoms, you want to be sure to isolate yourself as much as possible to reduce the risk of transmission. And remember, those who are at high risk, adults over 65, those with chronic disease, and those who are pregnant, and young children, we want to make sure to keep them safe this holiday period.
That's for sure. Okay, but that's really good to know. Hand sanitizer, Clorox wipes, not really effective on norovirus.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate because it takes time, but it's just a reminder. The good old-fashioned washing your hands with soap and water is really effective. Singing happy birthday to yourself to make sure that you're washing for an appropriate amount of time. And then again, if you are symptomatic, isolating yourself as quickly as possible.
We do the ABCs at our house, but maybe we'll mix it up with happy birthday when we wash our hands. Dr. Darien Sutton, thank you so much, as always.
Happy holidays.